gorgeous, welcome back to my channel, or hello if you're new. If you're new, it means so much if you guys hit that subscribe button. I do post every single Tuesday and Thursday, and I also do have a Patreon, which I will have down below in the description box, where I also upload extra content, 2 to 3 videos every single month. So definitely go join me on there. It's gonna be a fun time. We can chit chat. You guys can learn a little bit more about me, and we could just learn about each other. The reason you click this video, today's video is gonna be another video all around Poshmark. Poshmark is so fun for me. I've been doing it for a while now, and I recently started to get back into it. I took a little bit of a break from it. If you guys don't know what Poshmark is, it is just an app where you can sell secondhand or brand new items and also buy off the app and just get better deals. You could sell anything from women's, men, and kids fashion all the way to home decor, makeup. It really is up to you. My Poshmark closet is just at NICOLETTAXO, and I just sell women's fashion for the most part and accessories, and as well as sometimes I'll throw in a little bit of men's fashion. I also have recently been putting a little bit of home decor, so that's been super fun. But I wanted to share with you my top selling tips when it comes to Poshmark of 2021. I did do a bunch of these videos, which I will link some down below for you guys, but that was quite a bit ago in 2020, so I wanted to do more of an updated one because I feel like I'm always learning when I'm on the app. I'm also gonna be sharing with you guys not only my tips and tricks, but at the end of the video, I'm also gonna be sharing my packaging. I have changed up my packaging, so I wanna share with you everything I use and tell you guys where I get everything. If you guys join Poshmark right now, download the app and sign up and use my referral code NICOLETTAXO. You will get a free $10 credit if you're from the United States and a $15 credit if you are from Canada. Definitely join now to get that free money. You can also just use that for a better deal, or you can use it for inventory and just buy something off the app and then resell it onto your closet. So that being said, let's just start first with the tips. For tip number 1, we are going to talk about inventory. So this is what you're going to have on your closet, what you're going to sell. Something you really want to focus on when it comes to your inventory is you want to make sure that you are keeping up with the trends and you're looking for brands. I find that if you have certain brand names that are really popular, those tend to sell really quick, as opposed to those more bread and butter kind of brands that are just more basic and not as unique, and you can just get it more easily. I find brands like UGG or Lululemon or that kind of brands tend to sell really quick. And there's a bunch of lists that you can look at. Even if you just search up most popular brands in Poshmark, you can really see what's gonna sell more and what's not gonna sell. You wanna make sure that you also have trendy items. I find if there's a trend and you have an item that's trendy, those are really more likely to sell out quick on your Poshmark closet, as opposed to something that's just out of trend and out of fashion. Those are gonna sit in your closet for a lot longer. And of course, when you put items up on your closet, you wanna have a quick turnover rate and make that money. Also, making sure that your inventory is also on season. Now that it's summertime, I noticed that obviously my summer clothing is starting to sell a lot quicker than winter clothing. So if it's summertime, put out more summer type of clothing, shorts, tank tops, t-shirts, dresses, rompers, all of that. And then when winter comes around, really start to push out your winter clothing that you want to sell. I just find being on trend, being on season, and finding those good brands is really important when it comes to inventory, and you're just gonna see sales a lot quicker. You're gonna be able to make more on those sales as well. Now that you have your inventory and you know what you wanna sell on your Poshmark closet, the second tip I'm gonna talk about is the titles, and that is just to have straightforward titles. You don't need to add all these different filler words. A detailed title that explains your item perfectly. You wanna make sure that you're keeping it short and you are precise. People have a short span a lot of the times. We're constantly mindlessly scrolling, and if something is just kind of too much, we tend to just scroll right past it. With your titles, you wanna clearly convey what you're selling to your customers. Your titles are very key and very important, and of course, you wanna avoid any typos and just make sure it is grammatically correct. Now, that leads me to tip number 3, which is the quality of your photos. Photos are everything. Whenever I see a badly lit photo or a photo that just is horrible quality, I always scroll right past it. I don't even click on it to look at the next photos. There are 3 things you should really focus on when it comes to the quality of your pictures, and that includes your background, the lighting and to make sure there's no wrinkles or kinks in your clothing. So when it comes to your background, the less the better I find. The more crisp and clean your background is, it allows your item to really pop and stand out, as opposed to having a really cluttered or busy background that could just be really overwhelming and make it look messy and just make someone not want to purchase off your closet. The lighting is super key. Don't take it with yellow lighting. Don't take it in the dark. Don't take it at nighttime. Taking it during the day with natural lighting, bright lighting, is going to give you the best quality. It's also going to show the colors the best of your item. You want to make sure that when someone buys the item, they're not surprised when they receive it. You don't want to post something and then they receive it's a different color. It looks completely different because of the lighting that you took the photo in. Third thing is making sure you get rid of wrinkles. Going ahead and steaming it before you take your photos. I know it could be a little bit of an extra work and a little bit of a pain, but it will make such a big difference, and you'll find you'll get a sale a lot quicker than if you just threw it up and it looks extremely wrinkly. The first photo is the most important photo. When someone sees that, that's their first impression. They're gonna click on it and look at the rest when they like the first photo. So making sure your cover photo is what is the item fully, so the customers know what you're exactly selling. The next important tip is to really focus on your description. So description is key. I feel like it is the last selling point to trying to really convince and convey your customer to purchase off of your closet. So when it comes to your description, you want to make sure that you are extremely descriptive. You can do your description by writing like a paragraph or doing bullet points. I personally prefer bullet points just because I find it's a lot easier to read through than a huge paragraph. But you wanna make sure that you answer all the questions that someone's gonna have about the item. People aren't seeing the item. They're not going into store, they can't touch it, they can't feel it, they can't try it on. So you wanna try and be as descriptive as possible. I totally recommend thinking of the 5 W's and H. So the what, when, where, why, and the how. You wanna describe the product, the item, perfectly. You want to also describe maybe when someone can use it or where they can use it, or also if there's any issues with the item, talk about that. Be honest. If you're just lying, they're gonna see the item, they're not gonna like it, and they're gonna give you a bad rating, and that's gonna affect your score on Poshmark. So you wanna make sure that if there's like a little mark on the item, if there's a little rip or something like that, you're being honest with them and you're not just trying to get a quick sale and just kind of scam the person. If you're selling pants and all of that kind of stuff, or dresses, measurements are super important. It is one of the most tedious jobs, but a lot of people do want to know measurements, and you're more likely to get a sale if you're super descriptive and have those measurements in, because of course, like I said, people can't try your item on, so they want to really make sure that the item is going to fit their body. So measurements are really going to make it more accurate and help them really know that it's going to fit them. Think about what you would want to know when you're looking on, let's say, to buy something. Think about that and just make sure to put it in that description. Now that we kind of went over what's important when putting up your items and getting your items, now I'm gonna move on to being on the app with your items already on your closet. And that leads me to tip number 5, which is to engage in Poshmark parties and share. Poshmark is a social app. I recently took a step back from Poshmark and during kind of like my move because it was so hectic. And recently I've been able to get back on it and make more sales again, and it's been really fun. And I found when I was really not active at all, I was barely getting sales. So you want to make sure that you are active on the app. You are constantly sharing your items. You are also constantly joining Poshmark parties. Poshmark parties are every single day. I believe it is 3 times a day. They always usually have certain categories, whether it's certain brands and stuff like that. They always throw these parties, and you could share your clothing items or your pieces or products in these parties if you fit that criteria. And I always like to take part of these parties as much as I can, because it just gets your items out to more exposure, more customers. And something really great about Poshmark parties, I believe they're run by like Poshmark ambassadors, so the people that are very active on Poshmark. And if they see your item and like it, they can make your item a host pick, and that just means that your item will be shown out to a lot more customers. There'll be a lot more exposure, you'll get a lot more followers, and more likely to get sales. And I actually was lucky enough to get some of my items on my closet to be a host pick a few times actually. So it is really beneficial to join Poshmark parties whenever you can, to share your clothing items, to make sure that you're getting more eyes on your closet. The more eyes on your closet, the more likely you're going to get sales and get customers. And in turn, if you have a ton of customers always buying off your closet, there's bound to be returning customers. And that's just a great way to build a customer base for your Poshmark closet. And if you aren't joining those parties, just doing daily shares, even if you can do it every single day, twice a day, whenever you can, when you're just laying in bed, when you're just kind of taking a break, go on Poshmark, take a few minutes and just share your items, and you're more likely to get people to share your items as well. And then just more people find you, you get more followers, and you're more likely to sell the item. When you do share, your item is going to the top of the search list. And if you're not, your item's just staying on the bottom of the search list. And that leads me to tip number 6, which is offers. Something I always like to do is send offers to likers. You can send an extra discount to your people that like your item. And I found a lot of the times when I do this, I sometimes get a good sale. I find people just want extra discounts. So when you are pricing your items, make sure to remember that you might give an extra discount on top of your item eventually to kind of get it out of your closet. So I always like to keep that in mind, because people like to feel like they're getting an even better deal or they're getting a good bargain. So by sending a 10% off, they are more likely to buy it than what the full price item is. You can send shipping discounts. You can create bundles where you can send them an offer that way where you don't have to give the shipping discount, because if you do send a discount via offer to likers, you also have to give them that shipping discount. So you have to give them 10% off at least and a shipping discount. So if you want to avoid giving a shipping discount and just give them the discount on the items, you can make a bundle for that customer, put in the items that they're liking, and give them an offer that will be a good deal. A new feature that was added in Poshmark in 2021, which I absolutely love this feature, is if someone makes an offer on an item now, the people that like that item will get notified that someone just sent in an offer. And I think that's a great feature that Poshmark made, because it's really beneficial for us that are trying to start a Poshmark closet. Just the other day, I sold a romper, and I actually got an offer on the romper, and not long after, one of my customers that liked that item just bought it full price. When people send you an offer, normally I probably would just accept it right away if it's a good offer, but recently I've been waiting a little bit, and the last few times that I've been waiting, another person went ahead and just bought the item full price because they didn't want to lose the item from the person that sent in the offer. So that's a really great feature, I feel like, for us Poshters, and has made it a lot easier to get some sales and get some more sales. So I really like that new feature that they added, but don't be afraid to give a discount, and make sure to think about that and keep that in mind when you are pricing your items. That also leads me to your items. If they're sitting there for so long and you've given them the most discounts you can to all the likers, the most you can give is 30% off. It's been sitting there for a while, you have a lot of likes on it, but no one's even taking your discount. Relist the item. It will go back to the top of the search under just in. Because you have your item there for so long, it's not under just in. Those are my major tips and tricks when it comes to getting more sales. Now, like I said, I'm gonna move on to packaging. I personally believe packaging is really important. I like to pride myself on my packaging because it gets your customer excited. It makes them maybe come back. I know when I'm buying from somewhere and I get a really cute package, or the packaging of an item is really nicely done, I get really excited about it and geek out about it, and I know a lot of people do as well. I think presentation is very important, and putting a little bit more extra time into it to really show that you care about your customers and hope that they enjoy the entire experience. I recently switched my poly mailer. I have this one. I am obsessed with this. So this is just in this really light pink. I'll take one of them out. These are the poly mailers I currently use, and it is gorgeous. This totally represents me, I feel like, and that's why I kind of like it, because it just adds some personality into your order as opposed to just giving plain. This is obviously extra. If you didn't want to, you don't have to, but honestly, it is super affordable to invest in like cute little poly mailers. They come in a bunch of them, and overall, they're very cheap for each poly mailer. It is just in this baby pink color with florals, and it says thank you in gold on actually both sides of the poly mailer. And I use this for the most part for clothing pieces, and sometimes I've even used these for like flip-flops or something like that. So these come in handy, and I always get amazing reviews when giving really nice poly mailers. Previously, I had a poly mailer that I used to love. It was white and it said thank you in black and cursive. It was very sleek and modern and simple, but the reason why I wanted something more fun and bright. I didn't really enjoy the white poly mailer in the end because I found that things would stick on it, dirt would stick on it, hair would stick on it, and I really didn't like that because I didn't know how my package would show up there. So I knew for the next time when I finished those that I was gonna do something more bright, more vibrant. Also, if you guys are wondering, these poly mailers are from Amazon. I do use Rakuten a lot when it comes to my materials. It is a cashback website. I do have a referral code, which I'll link down below. If you sign up now, I believe they're doing $30 now if you're new and sign up and you make your first purchase. So if you want your free $30, definitely sign up with my link. It'll be down below. But I use Rakuten a lot to get cash back on items I'm already gonna buy online. That's really great if you're also buying inventory online and wanna make money back, or buying little goodies like this from certain stores. They have a bunch of stores on there where you can make cash back on. So I totally recommend using that website. I'll link it down below. I also used to use a plastic poly mailer in between, but I decided to stop doing that just because it's just a waste of plastic and it was just unnecessary. So what I've been doing now is just using tissue paper to wrap up my items. I just use one tissue paper, wrap up the shirt, the pant, whatever it may be. And I always get these just from the dollar store, super affordable. I decided to go for pink this time since my poly mailers are pink. Next thing I use for packaging is my thank you cards. So you can get these also from Amazon. Picked up some cards from Walmart before. I picked them up from Marshall's, also the dollar store. I personally love to write little thank you cards and just say thank you for your purchase. I hope you enjoy it. Makes it a lot more personal. And I understand if you're like a really big posher and it's like your full-time job, you probably won't have time to go sit and write a handwritten note. But I notice a lot of people have like kind of printable things which they can just throw in. But this is just a little extra touch, especially if you're doing it more as like a side gig and it's not overwhelming where you're getting constant orders. I personally love writing little thank you cards, and I've gotten compliments for adding a little personal note in my packaging. And the last thing that I purchased from Amazon as well are just these stickers. So these are super adorable. It comes with so many. This was so cheap. There's, I believe, 500 stickers in here. It matches my packaging perfectly. It just says, thank you for supporting my small business in gold writing. And I usually put this on the envelopes when I am writing the notes. You can also use it with the tissue paper, but I really like these little extra touches. I just find it's really fun to pack orders up, make them really pretty and ship them out. I love the whole process of Poshmark. I have a lot of fun just switching it up and making it look really pretty and kind of showing my personality off as well. So that is all of my packaging. It's everything I use when it comes to my orders. Don't obviously go overboard with your packaging and spend a ton of money where you're losing money on your item that you ship out. You want to take that into consideration. I also, of course, just use typical boxes as well when the items are bigger, but I always like to add my thank you cards into it. Those are all my tips and tricks, and also just sharing my packaging. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thumbs it up if you did. Like I said, don't forget to leave your Poshmark closets down below. I will link all my referral links down below, including my Poshmark code, which is just NICOLETTAXO if you sign up with Poshmark now to get your money, as well as the cashback site. Don't forget to click the subscribe button. I do post every single Tuesday and Thursday. I will also have my Patreon down below. I do upload 2 to 3 more videos every single month, and I'll have my patrons at the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye!